Let's get it. Let's go. Okay, I'm gonna get the key. I'm gonna get the key. I'm gonna get the key. Let me get the key first. Let's get the key first things first. All right, so I'm getting the key. Thanks for coming through. Uh, OBS. All right, the old key is dead. The old key is dead, and as you know, if you come through by the end of the day, you get a API key, 24-hour access. Old key is dead. New key is about to be dropped. Let a couple more people get in here waiting for them, and then I'll drop the key for them, and then we'll lock all the way in. Your API key may have expired. Your API key may be invalid. Your API key may be revoked. Get a new API key from Moondev to continue. All right. I got the key for you, dude. I got the key for you. I got a hell of a build to make today. I got something pretty cool, I think. I think it's going to be revolutionary. It's actually where we left off yesterday. Maybe Claude made me hallucinate into this idea. We'll see. I'll be done with it in a day. I'll be done with it in a day. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. All right. It works for me. Okay, perfect. I can get to my code section beautifully. Life is perfect. 777. Much love to you. Let's get the key in there. Get me all set up here. Okay, we're good. I'm good. I'm G-O-O-D. Let's get it. Okay. Copy this in here and dropping the key in the chat right now. 777 to you, Powell. Good to see you. Much love. Key and everything is in the chat. All right, so everything that's in the chat when you get here as a bonus, there's multiple things here, so I want to just go over them very quickly. Somebody lost 50 M's yesterday. So if you lost money, damn, he lost 50 M's. Okay, so here we go. First things first, you get the documentation. Second thing is the Moondev app. Third thing, Moondev app training. Fourth thing is the Discord. Then you got the roadmap as well. You got to put your key into the roadmap. The roadmap shows you step by step how to automate your trading. Unlock access here. Scroll down, see a bunch of videos, Discord, frequently asked questions, book list, code from the videos, crypto data. Yeah, this is crazy roadmap. But anyways, you get access to all that here. So much love to you. I think I want to get into my Moondash here. SSH Moondash. Then SU. I think I'm just going to build this. So I'll explain the idea here in a second. Let me just go ahead and explain the idea first. Let's go ahead and vet it out. Okay, I'm just going to do it in the AI. I was about to go to Claude, but like I got Claude in the terminal with the code that I'm actually going to build it on. So shut the hell up and just code, B. Let's get it. Voice mode is trash. No offense to Claude. Whisper is the way. Don't try to build that, Claude. Don't try to build a voice mode. Don't waste your resources, please. Anthropic, I know you're listening to me. Don't waste your resources. Do not waste your resources on building voice mode. Whispers got that. Please keep cooking with the AI. Please, please, please. All right, so this is here. I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, jeez, dude. How's my guardian? What's my guardian saying right now? I'm feeling a little chunky over here. Careers agent going crazy up here. Careers agent, where are you, Shorty? Because you are already slowing down everything. Do I need a new computer? Nah, I don't need a new computer. I feel like that's a waste. I just need to tighten up. I need to tighten up, dude. You see, there's a little bit of lag right now, so thank you. When I get kicked like that, it comes back with no audio. Appreciate that. All right, so I think that we're good. I think we're good. I want to rerun this. I just want to see what's taking up all my resources. So I built this agent to look at my resources. You can see OBS. CPU is 533. So it is just OBS that's killing me. I mean, no, it's terminal. The terminal is right there as well, but 533 is crazy. So we'll keep an eye on her. We'll just cut her off if needed. Okay, so what I want to do is dive into this. You got the keys and everything. I think this is going to be interesting. I'll explain why. So you see moondev.com. You see I show how to build trading bots live on YouTube, Zoom every single day, as I believe code is a great equalizer. And when I started in this industry, I needed to automate my trading, get rid of emotions. You know, I was scared to learn how to code my entire life. I would churn every time I go to Code Academy, yada yada, because I could just hire somebody on Upwork. But when I realized that I had to automate my trading due to emotions, you know, I understand that you got to keep your edge kind of secret. And there's something called alpha decay, so everybody can't have the same models being run. Anyways, this led me to show, everything for so many years that a lot of people started watching. And now we're here with a collective of like, I'd say over 100,000 people that are here. And Jim Simons, his biggest edge was the team that he built. He was a smart guy, a smart math guy. Yeah, yeah. But he built a great team. I'm not really looking to build a team, but we have a great community. So I think if I can incentivize the community correctly, we can have everybody cook towards the same goal. Jim Simons, 31 billion. Okay, how do we crack that as a community? Well, obviously, most people in the world aren't going to be able to move to New York, but that does not mean that people that move to New York and get those quant jobs are the smartest people. So my thesis is code is a great equalizer because at the end of the day, as long as you know how to code, you can cook forever. Now that goes the same thing for quant. I don't care if you live in India, China, Kazakhstan, it doesn't matter. If you can build a good model, you can build a good model. And to simplify this, because a model is too intense of a word, if you can predict the next hour of which way BTC price is going to go, it doesn't matter if you're in New York, Tennessee, or Africa. There's no current platform that capitalizes on that collective knowledge, nor are there anybody that shares so much that they have the community. So we're in a very unique position right here. Got a community of very intelligent people that are far more intelligent than I, but they watch me for some reason. Okay, great. I can be the intermediary of this. I've built everything needed for execution, trading bots, building any idea into a bot. It's all done, running, very stress tested, etc. But some people are just mathematicians, or maybe not even mathematicians, just interested in crypto. Yeah, yeah, not even mathematicians. Who cares about that? I mean, sure, if they are, that's cool, but it doesn't give you any extra credits. One of the harder parts is like trying to come into this industry and then figure out how to do everything because you have to build the infrastructure, you have to backtest, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to actually make the signals, etc. So I was thinking of an incentive mechanism based off of BitTensor, how they do these contests essentially of who can figure out the best ML models. Well, we were talking about this yesterday, and since I run the Hyperliquid data layer, which I will connect you to here, or I can't, I could, here's the docs, moondev.com/docs, check that out. We have this Hyperliquid data that is an edge on everybody else, and we're collecting it because, for example, we can see historical data on people's positions and liquidations and things that you just can't see elsewhere. So the whole premise is explained above, but essentially have a contest that starts with maybe once a week, and then ideally gets to once a day, and maybe even more. It could be 24-hour contests where it's like predict the next 1 hour BTC price with your model. And we got to dumb that down because that's the thing I hate about quant. Model is confusing sounding. It's like with your Python script that predicts the next hour. Don't care how you do it. Use machine learning. You could do whatever you want to do, dude. I don't care. There's going to be a prize, say to start $500 for the winner who predicts the best or who has the best predictor or whatever. And all you have to do is to submit is, you'll have a simple account. We'll give you the API key. So we make our ghetto little accounts where it's not an API key, it's a secret key. So you make your account just like we do on like the moondev.com/Clippers page. I think the other pages where publishers, I think like the ads one, the stream ads, how we just like sign up for an account and here's your key. Don't lose this key because this is how you get back in. We'll do a ghetto little system like that as well. So it's like they're fully responsible. But anyways, that's how they make their account. And then once they make their account, they can join any of the contests. Now, right now, we'll start with one contest. And that contest will be the best 1 hour predictor wins, BTC. And then all you have to do to win is upload the actual model or the script .py file. We'll have to be very specific how to do this. And then we'll need to be able to run these on our server. You are the server right now, by the way. Be able to run them on the server, but in Docker containers with a 30-second timeout so that first, this will stop any malicious code from getting into any other parts. And then second, if there's a timeout, it shouldn't take longer than 30 seconds to run the model. Anyways, the idea here is collectively, this is like building a squad, right? Because it's going to be, ideally I'm able to get this giveaway up to like 50 grand, 100 grand. The higher I can get the giveaway up means the better results that are being submitted. So it's a good thing. It's elevating everybody. And if I continue to share this, then everybody kind of gets the trickle down effect. So the premise here, it doesn't matter if you're in the caves of Africa or Turkey or whatever. If you got a signal, you got signal, and you should be able to get paid for that. Just like with BitTensor, if you've got a machine learning model that does better than everybody else, you should get paid for that. Obviously, going to test this with small size, a $500 giveaway to start. Let's see what happens. The vision is to try to give away as much money as possible because that means it's fire, So if it's fire, it's fire. But the key here is we'll have a leaderboard on the website somewhere, and you'll be able to see all the models performing and their predictions. Okay. If there's 5 people that joined, we'll have all of their 5 models running in those Docker compartments to keep this all safe and keep malicious code away. And essentially, it will do the prediction for the hour. And that's going to be the first game or the first contest. It'll just be 1 hour BTC price prediction. There's obviously so many other things that we can build off this. That's just a simple way that we can say, hey, okay, upload the script, 1 file, we'll make it very clean, clear, under control. We'll have like a contest page that explains all of this. Yeah, so let's plan this out. Obviously, this is still a bunch of mumbo jumbo I'm giving you here. I've thought about this pretty deeply yesterday. That being said, we got to plan this all out, and then we'll go ahead and move forward with it. All right, so that was a 15-minute prompt. A 15-minute prompt. This is called, I don't know, contest setup. Okay, and this is moondive.com/docs. This is the Hyperliquid data layer that we have access to. Again, we run this node, so it's a bunch of custom data. And the thing that, this is what I want to talk about a bit, is Quantopian is our best example of this. The reason I'm confident in this model is because they did a kind of challenge like this, and I can learn from their mistakes. Okay, Quantopian, you can go ahead and see why they shut down. Robinhood ended up buying them, doing like AccuHire, but there's some fishy things going on there, and I'll explain it in a second. Get these fools up in here. Okay, the fishy stuff is like, okay, the model worked. They had 300,000 people that were collectively building a quant ecosystem out. That's awesome. They proved that model, but long story short, what I've done based on my research is they overhired and they had like overhead of 10 million a year just to run the business. The Quantopian model is sick, and it was proven to be sick. 300,000 developers, quants, all working together towards a singular goal as they were getting incentivized by I think they got 10% of profits of the models. Okay. But their big mistake was, number one, too thick, like too bulky. But 300,000 users is a lot of quants. That's a lot of quants. And you can build Renaissance based off of those 300,000 people. I know that. Or at least that's my thesis. Okay. Their overhead was too high, so they had to shut down. They raised a bunch of money, then they had to shut down. Well, they didn't shut down. They got hired by Robinhood. Robinhood is notoriously rinsing retail while pretending like they're not. You know, they're studying the data. So this is a bunch of retail on how they want to algorithmic trade. So of course Robinhood's going to shut that shit down. They buy it, take all of the data, shut that shit down. Doesn't work. Don't even look there, guys. Don't even look into algorithmic trading. It doesn't work. It's pretty much what they did. Okay. Whatever that reason is, doesn't matter. What I do see from that is one thing that they didn't believe in was the back tests that they were setting live, which is fine. I look at back tests as an indicator. The thing that we're doing entirely different here is this is not based off of back tests. This is real live data. As you can see, moondev.com/docs, we have Hyperliquid's data layer there. Plus, we can use the Hyperliquid API, etc. All of this contest will be based off of real predictions. So the real next 24 hours. For example, if this does become a 24-hour rolling contest that you can enter as many times as you want, you upload the model. Let's say in 24 hours, there's 24 periods to predict. You're competing against 10 other quants or 100 or 5, whatever it may be. You got 24 periods to predict. This isn't back testing. They brought 300,000 quantitative developers together to back test, and they were going to fund live algorithms off that. Of course, that doesn't work, dude. Back testing is an indicator. How could you have your whole business model that is supposed to provide $10 million every single year? How are you supposed to pay off that overhead of 10 million a year off a business model of just back testing and assuming that you're going to be able to scale 10 million a year in profits off the back tests? That was their critical mistake. 2 critical mistakes: overhiring and then acting like the back tests are going to translate exactly to how they are in real. So we fixed both of those critical mistakes. And the thing that gets me excited is they prove the demand for 300,000 quantitative developers, Quantopian, getting together and working together. They prove the demand of that. I've gone ahead and proven that demand as well. I have 100,000 people that just researched and found me somehow. There's a lot of them are in the Discord. I don't know, like 10,000 plus in the Discord, a bunch of them on Twitter, like 50,000 plus over there. It's like, these are data dogs. It shows that this world is collaborative. It's just we can't all move to New York. We can't all go get a job at Jane Street. We can't all go work for Jim Simons. You know, it's just some people are born in a different place. And, you know, I believe code is a great equalizer. So this is right down my alley. I feel like this is a really, really good platform for me to build with the proven demand of the 300,000 users. They stated their mistakes were number one, acting like backtesting was going to translate directly to algorithms that make $10 million minimum per year that they can pay off their team with, and having no other, like, I don't know. I don't understand why they weren't trading themselves. And then hiring $10 million worth of employees. I think they had like 40, 50 employees all in Boston. Anyways, they ran through all this. They walked whatever they crawled so we could run. I think this is worth spending at least a couple days on to see, number one, if people are interested in this. I asked the other day in the chat, would people submit to this contest to win $500, $1,000? Obviously, I want to get this as big as possible. I like how Mr. Beast gives away as much money as possible. I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of every dollar I can get my hand on, give it away. Give it away. Just like I've given my time away for the last 5 years. Every minute I've had of energy, coding, building bots, I've given it away. Give it away. Give. That's it. That's the thesis. So I would like to do the same thing with cash, but I don't want to just do giveaways. Like, you know, random people can win game. Every time I've done a giveaway, I've been gamed. You know? But this is great because you have to submit a model that runs in a Docker and it predicts the next hour. So if you're sick and your model is sick, I want to give you more money. Now, I'm not going to make the mistake Quantopian did and base this 100% off of the fund, not the fund, the algorithm. Like, hey, your back tests are going to be turned into algos that we fund. Like, I don't think that's a play. How about we just cash you out up front? It's better for everybody. Anyways, let's go ahead and organize this 22 minutes of prompt and then figure out how to attack this. You are on moondev.com right now, so you do have access to the place we are going to put this, I don't know, contest or arena. I don't know, but it's people are going to be able to submit to the rolling contest. We'll start with one contest. We'll just start with one contest. Submissions open, and they close. Let's say they close on Tuesday or something, and then we'll let them trade for like 3 days. I don't know, but the vision is to make this a rolling every day. Every dollar I can get my hands on, I want to give back to these people that are actually pushing the boundaries because I truly believe code is a great equalizer. And if you learn how to code, doesn't matter where you are in the world, dude. If you can cook, you can cook. I don't care what language you speak, dude. And this is such a great aligned mechanism here because it literally doesn't matter what color you are, what language you speak. The model predicts the next hour BTC price. Best model wins. And really, and in reality, we can make this even easier as predicting price is not a good problem in machine learning. So let's just say up or down. Predict up or down. And then we could just mirror the how Polymarket does it, the 1 hour. Regardless, I think this is one of the best ways to bring the community together to all chase together, opposed to everybody trying to just like look over my shoulder and see what I'm cooking. Like, I'm not GOAT, dude. I'm not GOAT. I just have a mic in front of me. I just got a mic in front of me, dude, and I put down prompts that are 25 minutes long. Damn, no audio? That would be crazy. This is a killer vision. Let me save this memory to get organized. Okay. What is this memory thing that Claude started to do? Anybody familiar with it? Claude code memory? They just ship so hard that they don't even mention things anymore, I feel like. I'll save to memory. Here's what I captured. Wait, no. Yeah, I want to build, but we gotta like plan it out, is what I'm trying to say. Thanks for saving that memory, but I just gave you so much slop to plan this out. Okay, thank you. Damn, dude, what the hell? Was that just too much for her? Explore. What's going on over here? I'm out of USDC. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and run this real quick and get some cash back. Cash back. My Solana stuff. Great. I've got a full picture of the stack. Let me design the implementation plan. The memory tool enables Claude to store and retrieve information across conversations through a memory file directory. Claude can create, read, update, and delete files that persist between sessions, allowing it to build knowledge over time without keeping everything in the same context window. This is the key primitive for just-in-time context retrieval. Rather than loading all relevant information up front, agents store what they learn in memory and pull it back on demand. This keeps the active context focused on what currently relevant, critical for long-running workflows where loading everything at once would overwhelm the context window. Great, I got the full picture of the stack. Let's see, compose it, compose it, compose it. Cooking, dude. Moondive Arena. I don't know. Design arena implementation plan. Let me write the plan. 5 minutes. Damn. I guess it was a long prompt. There we go. For the first contest, what's the timeline you're thinking? When should submissions open and when do models go live? Submissions open today. Submissions open today, close on Wednesday, and trade Thursday and Friday. That's fair. That's cool. Just give me a little bit of time and I can change that if needed. Display names on leaderboard. Should users pick custom or stay anonymous? Custom names is fine. Docker needs to be installed on the VPS to sandbox the models. Is Docker already installed or are you good with me setting up? I'm not sure. Not sure, gang. Not sure. Submit answers. Thank you. Go ahead. Keep cooking. This is live on the server. I love that. I don't know if you guys are doing that yet, but if you work on a website, putting Claude Code on that server is the most goated thing in the world to save you so much time. I love it. I just love Claude Code. Okay, let's see if she's got the plan right. Let's go ahead and read through this whole thing because I spent 15 minutes telling it to her. So okay, so build a prediction contest platform, moondev.com/arena, where community members submit Python scripts that predict BTC price direction. Models run hourly and Docker sandboxes against live Hyperliquid data. Best predictor wins 500. Vision, start weekly, scale to daily. Mine the community for great signals, fixes Quantopian's 2 mistakes, backtest only plus bloated overhead, while capturing the same proven demand. Contest number 1, submissions open Friday, March 13th, today. Submissions close Wednesday, March 18th. Models trade live Thursday, March 19th to 20th. Winner announced Friday after the final round. Architecture fits into the existing Moondev dashboard. Okay, Moondev Arena, we got sign up, submit, leaderboard, history. It's fine. Arena data, okay. Database plus config here. Files to create, SQLite, okay. Tables, okay. This looks good to me. Some developer slop here. API routes, files to create. Post, okay. Post, get. It's fine. File upload, validation, .py, under that many, syntax. Register router. File to modify. Docker sandbox. Flow, file to create, okay. File, 3 main functions. Pulls live data from existing source. Hourly arena tick, okay. Register scheduler, okay. Scoring system, starting balance 10,000 simulated. Data dict, pass to models. Starting balance. I think we can simplify that a bit. I think we can simplify the scoring system a bit. 1 point for correct, -point for incorrect. Yeah, and then no points if no pick, right? So instead of putting like a percentage there, position size, etc., we don't need to do all that. Remember, we want to simplify this as much as possible. So let's make it as simple as possible. A predictor that you're able to upload the Python file and we will run it, and then your predictions will be in the public dash or on the leaderboard. You know, were they right or wrong the last hour? So it's not so much of one of the it's not a place that people are gonna go and get predictions. No. But the last hour, like it just turned 9:01. So were they right or wrong? Post that onto the leaderboard, but +1 for right, -1 for wrong, and 0. Or how do we do that? Do we ensure that enforce them to predict every time? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know how we'll handle that. But oh, one other thing is use Open Router before we submit the code. Like after they submit the code, I want you to use Open Router and send the prompts to Open Router with their code saying, "Hey, is this code look legit? Is there any malicious code in here?" The idea this is supposed to be a predictor of BTC's next hour price. I mean, up or down. Does this look legit? You know, a little intermediary step there that asks Open Router, does this code look legit and not malicious before I run it on my Docker? You see what I'm saying? This will help us stay a little safer. Mm-hmm. All right, this seems fine to me. My prompts are too long, dude. Here's how I could hack this and win. Enter 2 times independently, use a long strat and short strat for the hour. Okay, okay. That's actually fire. Thank you, dude. Appreciate you. Somebody just pointed out, of course, first 5 minutes of exploring this idea, we already got hackers up in here, but it's solid. Thank you. I appreciate him sharing this. But let's try to mitigate this as well. So let's read through it because I see what you're saying immediately. Enter 2 times independently, use a long strat and a short strat for the hour. I personally have a loss and a win. I break even. Your reward becomes my profit. Maybe try to place a restriction to discourage that. Okay, so let me think about that. Now, you're not actually trading. Let's also do that. Also, make it very clear and compliant here that you're not actually trading. You're submitting your model to predict. So there's no hosting the funds, no you trading on exchanges, nothing like that. You're just uploading the model. You're just uploading the Python script that predicts the next hour, and you're competing with everybody else. So there's no money at wager here. There's no entry fee. It's all free to enter. The only thing that happens is if you have the best model, you win the prize. What's that prize? Did you get the DMG or exe file for the app? Which app? Oh, okay. I have no idea what's going on here. I tried to download the Moondev app, but it says it cannot be opened on Mac. It can be. You just have to risk your life. Definitely doesn't say it can't be downloaded, right? It says something like you gotta open it up and accept permissions or something. Unrelated question: do you think OpenClaw will be restricted if in Docker? I've always installed system wide. Um, hmm. I'm not a big Docker guy, nor am I a big running OpenClaw on a VPS or anything like that. I'm Mag Mini only. Actually, Magneo. DMG. I know who you are. I know exactly who you are. I appreciate you, dude. I appreciate you for looking at that angle. It's a really good call. So we'll see how she responds to that. Okay, for the anti-hedge protection, Discord verification is the strongest defense. One Discord equals one entry. You already have Discord OAuth set up. Should we require Discord login to enter or keep it simpler with just email? All right, let's think this through, okay? To hack this, can you actually do that? Let's say you have. Nah, I don't think that's actually a thing though, right? Because, okay, it's a free contest. It's a free contest to join. If I wanted to hack it and always, or you can't always be right, can you? You can be right on one side. So, for example, if I had one script that always said it's going down and the other script that says it's always going up, that doesn't mean you're going to win the competition. Does it? Yo, Roshi, good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, you're saying make sure she can't. I think email is going to be fine. I think email will be fine. I'm trying to think this through though, because it is a valid concern. But the way I look at it is if I tried to hack this, right, I would upload a script that is guessing up every hour and then upload a script doing the exact opposite. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win, right? Because if you're right every time across two accounts, it's not like you're getting paid. You're not getting paid for your trades. You win if you get the most points. So I think we're good here, but double check it. I know he jumped in here late, so he may not have heard the whole thing, but yeah, you gotta verify. You gotta go. I don't know. You gotta read the website. To be real, to be real, you gotta read the website, gang. I can't help people that don't read. I'm sorry. No offense. You gotta read that website before you just download something. That's cray cray, boo boy. All right, so round complete. What did we do here? Building the arena. Yeah, just check out the website. I'll give you instructions there on how to download the app. All right, so have an open router key. Do you have an open router API key? Do you use in a different provider? You just use OpenAI, that's fine. Psych. Just use Anthropic Haiku model. That should be fine. Nah, I use Sonnet 4.6. Doesn't matter. It's gonna be pennies. So half wrong, half right will never win. Submitting two scripts won't win. Okay, thank you, Cryptorific. I already downloaded it and it can't open. It can open. You just haven't read yet. So what's good, Roshi? How you doing, dude? KYC. KYC. What do I need KYC for? Hedge exploit doesn't work with +1, -1 scoring. Account A always long over 48 rounds. If BTC is up 25 times, okay. The hedger best account, the hedger's best account tracks randomness. Any real model beats it. Okay, perfect. So together you might win every time, but this isn't a prop firm, so All right, let's double check this all looks good because I did spend a lot of time on this. I want to make sure it's correct. Build a prediction contest platform, mundo.com/arena, where community members submit Python scripts that predict BTC price, direction up or down models, run a hourly Docker sandboxes against a high live hyperliquid data. Best predictor wins cash prize. Vision Star Weekly, scale to daily, mind the commute for great signals, fixes Quantopians, 2 mistakes, backtest only plus below the overhead. This is not trading, no funds held, no exchange accounts, no entry fee, no wagers. Users upload a Python script that predicts direction. That's it. Free to enter. Best model wins prize. Contest number 1 timeline. Submissions open Friday today. Submissions closed Wednesday, March 18th. Model trade live March 19th to 20th. Winner announced. Fits into the existing Moondive dashboard, code base, yada yada. Submit history, okay. Scoring system. Simple +1, -1, 0 if your model crashed, timed out, or didn't return a valid prediction. Highest score at end of contest wins. If model fails to produce a prediction, score for that round. Model still runs next round. No forced predictions. Anti-hedge protection. Someone enters twice with 2 accounts, that's fine. Why it doesn't work? You can enter as many fucking times as you want, to be honest. You can enter with 84 accounts if you want. If you're gonna upload 84 models, take 84 shots. Take 168 shots. I don't care. Fire is getting rewarded. That's it. I like it. But very grateful that you guys are looking at this as hackers as well, because we got hackers lurking. Extra safeguards, email sign up required as sign up. Yeah, when it comes per email. IP flag multiple accounts from the same IP. Admin review before payout. Okay. Nah, I can't do that. But that's a good idea. It's a good idea. I just can't do that or else it turns into like gambling. It's got to be free to enter. Everything's got to be free to enter, or else I'm running a casino. Oh, that would be sketch. Free to enter. Everything is free to enter. Only money going anywhere is from me to you. Me to you, dude. Use whatever data you want. You're a data dog. You know the mission. Predict the next hour. That's what I'm saying. If you have to pay for it, it turns into a raffle. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Anthropic code review, security layer. Okay, so basic validation, server sends code to Anthropic API. Review this. Response safe. Admin can manually approve or reject it. Flag submissions, okay. So let's go ahead and do this. Please go ahead and have this on Clippers admin, like a tab for managing all this stuff. Before our backend, it'll be on Clippers admin. Okay, and also when somebody does give us their email, let's put them on this Aweber list, because I think it'd be pretty cool to have a list of arena competitors, arena developers or something. But anyways, this is the list name on Aweber. When they put their email in, have it sent to that and put them on that list. That's gonna be fire because then I'll be able to send updates to those people only. Like, say 100 people join the contest. Well, if I have another contest, those same 100 people are probably interested. You know? So it's called Moondav Arena. List name equals Moondav Arena. Also, briefly touch on this. This isn't a raffle, right? A raffle is where you pay for an entry. And I need to be very, very sure that this doesn't come off as a any sort of gambling, raffle, etc. Um, it can't be payment for anything. The only money going anywhere is from me to you to the winner. But we got to make sure to stay very, very far away from any KYC stuff, any raffle, any casino, any, you know, yeah. Just double check all that. It's not a fucking raffle, bro. Stop it. It's not a raffle. Jesus, dude. What is a motherfucking raffle? Let's go figure this out. If this is a raffle, I'm killing it immediately, dude. I don't want any smoke. You know that. I'm an algo trader because I like to have a chill life. I like to go to the beach after this. I want to have a raffle. Quantiax runs their arena. Ooh, thank you. I've never heard of Quantiax. I always do that. I'm about to go to Claude, but I literally have 6 Claudes sitting right here. What is this and what is their arena? So am I just copying their feature pretty much? That'd be fire. Quantiax 2. You know I'm Chinese, so all right, so let's go ahead here and say, see, everything looks good. Anti-hedge protection, scoring system looks fine. Architecture, contest timeline, fine. This is not trading, not a raffle, not gambling, no entry fee, zero cost to participate, free to enter, no funds held, no exchange accounts, no wagers, no payment of any kind from participants. The only money flow is Moondev to winner, a skill-based prize for best prediction. This is a skill-based programming contest. Same category as a hackathon or a coding competition. There we go, dude. That's what I'm trying to say. So, winner is determined by objective, verifiable prediction accuracy, not chance. You just upload a Python script. Okay, 6. So she cleared me, and you know she's pretty conservative, which is good. The exploit shouldn't work. Anthropic code review here. Okay. Build order. Okay. Code reviewer. Okay. Aweber integration. Okay. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. For now, it's just gonna be a $500 contest, and ideally, I can get that to be way bigger over time. I just want to see if I can get the systems working, the website working, the Docker containerization working. It's a bit of a project, so I just want to proof of concept it first. And the idea is a collective all chasing Jim Simons together, competing against each other for the best models. If we all start competing, everybody's gonna the whole tide is going to rise tremendously. Because think about it, dude. There's some people that want that 500,000, 2,000, however much it is. People are going to fight for that. And that forces you to lock in harder. If you want that, okay, go get it. Whatever that amount ends up being, I would like it to be as high as possible, but we'll see if this sticks, you know? Key design decisions here. Anthropic 4.6 code review. Email required. Secret auth. Zero friction. Files on disk. Sequential model execution. Polling leaderboard. All right, you got some work to do, girl. You got some work to do. BTC perp only for V1. No entry, free entry, no trading, no funds out. You got some mad work to do. Hey, by the way, I'm not missing you, dude. Hey, to the moon. I'm not missing you, dude. I'm not missing you. You could say thank you 3 times. How about that, gang? If you're gonna rape the chat with key, question mark, and then I drop it, you say thank you, dude. Don't hear from you again. Okay, you're not coming back. To the moon. I'm already at the moon. Key, give me key, boss, give me key. Key. Silence once he gets it. Silence. We just gotta filter the ops out of here. That's it. Key, boss, key. Got here 45 minutes late. Key. You're probably not even here anymore, actually. Can you clarify that this is a per hour of the day return competition? The strat needs to provide returns by the hour. Grade every hour. Sorry if you explained it. Yeah. So it's just gonna be you predict per hour for now. And it'll be based off of different objectives, but for the first one, it's gonna be predict the next hour BTC price. However you want to do that, you could use a machine learning model. You could use your indicators. You could use liquidations. You could do anything. I'm gonna keep it real open. All you do, upload the Python file. We run it in a Docker every hour to run that file that is predicting up or down on the next hour of BTC. Super simple. Predict if price is going to be up or down the next hour. I need to obviously think through exactly what time of the hour and things like that, but that's the main objective here. Get us all competing against each other for a pool of cash, because if we're all competing for the best signal, we're all locked. Number one, we all grow, and yeah, dude, and you get some cash if you win. But I think it's gonna be hard to win. Because you got to compete with everybody else. If it gets big enough, I could have multiple winners and things like that. I don't know. Moondive Arena. All right, let's check it out. Crowdsourced quantitative trading platform founded in 2014. It connects quant developers, people who write trading algorithms, with investors who fund those algorithms. Think of it like a marketplace where you write a trading strategy in Python, and if it's good enough, they'll allocate real capital to it. Key features: free open source backtesting toolbox, up to 25 years of free data, no downside risk for quants. You only earn, you never lose money. Nice. I like that. The Arena is their algorithmic trading contest system. Here's how it works. Submission phase: you write a trading strategy and submit your code before a deadline. Live phase: your algorithm runs on Quantiax servers on live data for 4 months, untouched. Nice. Winner is highest Sharpe ratio wins. The stakes are real. They allocate 38 million to winning algorithms, 2 million per contest. Damn, dude. Winners get 10% of profits generated by their strategy. One winner, Dr. Kodiak, earned over 40K in profit sharing in a single quarter. Now manages 2.5 futures portfolio. Backtest Sharpe over 1. Live Sharpe must be at least half of the backtest Sharpe to prevent overfitting. It's basically a way to prove your algo trading works. Okay, that's a good idea. I like it. I'm gonna make it way better. 4 months, way too long. I want it simplified. I want it to be an easy way that if you're getting started with automated trading, it's an easy way to compete. For me, and I know there's other people out there like that, competition is what really gets me going. You see how fired up I get when I get dragged hella hard on Twitter, say I can't do this, can't do that. That gets me going, dude. So um, I think there's other people out there that are gonna probably elevate faster with a little competition. I like this a lot. I do. I don't like the 4 months of trading thing though. That would just take too long. I want I want daily. Ideally, this is a daily thing. So every day there's like some cash being sent to a winner. And that is probably not going to be as robust of models if you think about it, because they're looking at 4 months of data. I'm looking at one day. But I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be fun. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I wish I could go ahead and say this. Yeah, yeah. What can we learn from this, dude? 777. Good to have you here. Much love. So I'm doing something similar here, and I want to be able to pull as much information from their wins and their failures. You know, Quantopian was a great example of this. They had a backtesting platform similar to what's above that they went ahead and then funded the algorithms off of it. It failed. The algorithm failed. The company failed. Well, they got bought by Robinhood. And then Robinhood shut it down because they got all the data in the world. Okay. Well, my approach to this is live data. It's not back testing. The thing above and Quantopian, in my eyes, their problem was they were trying to fund an algo entirely based off of backtest. Backtest is a good signal, but it's not guaranteed to work exactly like that in the future. And they admit to that above. They say the Sharp needs to be half of the Sharp that was on the backtest. So I think our edge here is that we are paying out money for this competition based off of real results, not backtests. The thing above and Quantopian, they picked their best people, the algorithms they would run based off of backtests. But a backtest that shows worse could have done better in the future. And that's the thing that they've messed up on, right? Because they have 300,000 quants and only judging them based off their backtests. That's a big, big, big loss of potential edge because they're not seeing if it actually works in the future. Sometimes back tests are worse than the actual forward test. So I don't know. I think this is interesting. And then the iteration speed of what we're going to do this at, you know, a contest per day or maybe every couple days is going to be pretty fun. But I want to go ahead and learn as much as I possibly can from Quantiax of how to run this platform to the best of my ability. Thank you. All right. So she's cooking over here. Big update. Big update. We spent like 45 minutes with a prompt, with one prompt. That's amazing, dude. Show my API key. What? This is a really sharp insight. Let me save this context and those references. Let's dig into what we can learn from Quantiax and Quantopian. I'm going to grab some water.
Another member of the most wanted fraudster list.
Oh, she's done? Damn, dude. So, Quantopian's autopsy. You can't crowdsource alpha via backtests alone. The core problem. Quantopian literally published a paper studying 888 of their algos and found
he is charged in a
Sharp ratio from backtests almost had zero predictive value for live performance. What's up, Art? 777 film. The more someone backtests, the worse the gap became. High order metrics like volatility, max drawdown, and hedging were actually more predictive than Sharp.
List taken down
Their
by
fund
the FBI.
launched underperformed, was down 3% by 2017, and by 2020 they returned all investor money. They had 300K plus quants and still couldn't make it work because they were selecting winners from a pool of curve fitted backtests. That's the problem right there. That's the problem right there. You got 300,000 quants competing on backtests. You can make any backtest look great. But the thing they proved is they could get 300,000 quants together. I think there is a big collection of quants that do want to work together and compete, whether that's working directly together or competing, but like in the same arena. And they proved that. It's just you can't run a model based off of 300,000 quants that are curve fitting their backtest. I don't know. Maybe it's obvious for us now, but it wasn't obvious back then because this was 2017. Quantiacs, better but still flawed. They learned some lessons. Score equals backtest Sharp versus live Sharp. Okay, so the minimum. At least they cap it. Live Sharp must be greater than backtest Sharp divided by 2, so bigger than 50%. They run a live simulation phase for several months before awarding, but the initial filter is still a backtest. Sharp over 1 at submission, so an algo that backtests at 0.8 Sharp before it tests at 2 never gets seen. That's the edge they're leaving on the table. What your platform can exploit. Your thesis is right on the money. Here's the playbook for their failures. Their weakness, judge on backtests, fund it. Your edge, judge on live results only. Their weakness, months-long contest cycles. Your edge, daily or multi-day contests, faster iteration. Their weakness, overfit algos get selected. Your edge, overfitting is irrelevant if you only measure forward. Their weakness, 300,000 quants filtered by backtest Sharp. Your edge, every algo gets a shot at proving itself live. This is sick, dude. Sick. This comes from BitTensor. BitTensor research yesterday. We end up here. How does this happen? I don't know. But it doesn't matter. Time is irrelevant. Gotta exploit things that might be mad alpha. This could be mad alpha. 300,000. 300,000 quants they got together. That's the alpha, bro. Imagine if we got 300,000 people all competing every day, and then you and I are locked in on these Zooms, dude. Like, come on. You think that's not going to grow us? What? Data dogs, more data, 300,000 datas. Slow feedback loop for their weakness. Rapid feedback equals faster learnings. Building arena out. So we did cook it. We're already built. We already built it. Sick. Let's see what happens now. He thinks to steal from them because great artists, they steal. Oh, not an original idea. Okay. Which one is? Show me an original idea and I'll show you a broke person. He thinks to steal from them. Quantiac's determinism rule. Algos must return the same result if run twice. Prevents randomness. Gaming. Execution time limits, they cap evaluation at 10 to 30 minutes. You'll want similar guardrails. The 10% profit share model, no downside risk for quants, only upside. Great incentive structure. Max concurrent submissions. Quantiax allows 50 running algos per users, prevents spam. Quantopian's own research. Volatility and max drawdowns are more predictive than Sharp. Consider using those rankings metrics alongside returns. What Quantopian got right before dying? Massive. Make sure on all these pages, I haven't even looked at it yet, but pull all the purple hues out of them. We don't want to use purples. Just sidebar. While I'm doing this, I don't want to go over there and see fucking Barty all over the place. What Quantopian got right before dying? Massive community building, 300K. Open source tools brought people in. Educational content pipeline. They understood the problem. They published the paper admitting backtests don't predict live performance. They just couldn't pivot their business model fast enough. The fact that you're running daily contests on live data fundamentally solves the core problem that killed a $200 million funded company. Wait, they were funded $200 million? I don't know if that's true. She said, no purples, you're good. Let's see what she done did, because she was cooking there for a while. All files are in place. Beyonk gong gong. Beyonk. Beyonk gong gong. All right, let's see what she did. So this was a long cook. All files are in place. Let me do a quick summary and implement the implementation complete. Okay. Arena DB, SQL, okay. All correct, okay. Arena review, okay. Arena routes, okay. Arena runner, okay. Arena sandbox. Either arena router. What is this? Why? Why'd you touch that? Front end arena landing page with hero, okay. Arena sign up display name, okay. Arena docs model template data schema, okay. Sandbox details, okay. Login game, okay. Clippers admin, okay. Okay. All right, let's build a plan for me to test this all the way through. We can start a submission here that's right now, and then the event starts, we start running them immediately, in the Docker container. And it's got to be super simple to predict the price up, down, based off of that's where we got to start going now. Now we got to get into the weeds, but there's going to be a lot of based off of what? I mean, is it pulling in data itself, et cetera, et cetera? Okay, so let's just go ahead and, who cares about the regular times right now? I want to be able to test. I want you to send me back a plan to be able to test A, sign up, B, submission, C, running and doing the predicting on our back end. Like, how are we doing that? Are we saying that we're setting up in a Docker, you said, but I need to understand that a little bit more. I don't know why, but I just do. Okay, and then the whole plan to get this all tested. Thank you. Give me specific links, like if it's moondev.com/arena, send those back, etc. Not everyone will have access to your API. Those elite and daily Zoom members will have the best chance of winning because they can use liquidation and OI. I mean, yeah, maybe. You know? I think you and I agree on that, but you don't have to. You don't have to use the API. You can use whatever data you want. You're a data dog. Of course, if you come here, you got the API key, but that's not required. I want to make sure nothing is, you don't have to pay for anything. You don't have to pay for anything. Because if you think about it, somebody might have even better data than we have. But I want this to be open as possible, so it's just like the whole world can join. Because maybe somebody can cook, they can't afford the 5 to get in here and get the API and all of that stuff. But what if they have a great idea, I mean, if you're trading, you should be able to afford the 5, but like if you don't want to allocate the 5, if you don't want to allocate the 5. One of those guys that will never buy anything from the internet, but will literally go buy soda at the store. never buy anything from the internet. No way. Never buy. Don't do that, dude. I'm just gonna go buy some pop. I'm gonna go buy some pop. Okay, here's the. Hey, girl, what are you? Where are you going? Arena, docs, submit, leaderboard, history. Docker's not installed yet. All Arena is written and in place. We need to test the full sign up, submit model, run predictions, see leaderboard. Backend needs a restart. Okay. Docker is not installed. Has no internet. When a user submits model.py, we need to run their code safely. It's how you get hacked. So each model runs inside a throwaway Docker container, has no internet. Wait, but then how does it get data? If the Docker container has no internet, how is it gonna get the data in? To make the prediction. Matter of fact, that is the tricky part here. I'm trying to conceptualize how that's going to work. Maybe you should have addressed this earlier, but let's say that their model takes in. Yeah, everybody's model might take in different data. Like one model might use the MoonDev API in order to get people close to liquidation. One might be using Binance's open high low close volume data. One might be using liquidations from Binance, et cetera, et cetera. That's my curious part how we're going to do this with the Docker, first off, especially with no network. And in general, I feel like that's going to get a little messy if people are uploading a Python file, etc. You can go ahead and push all this and update my Docker Ubuntu stuff. I'll give you my password here to do that. Yes, you can get going, but also do this. Yeah, this is the tricky part in my mind. And I've had this in the back of my mind, but I just wanted to see if I get through the first part first. And just like, I like the vision. It's going to be tricky, though. It's going to be tricky. So people submit their strategy with all dependencies, but can't rely on their own APIs. That's the tricky thing. So I want to figure out how to do that. Maybe, I don't know. We need to. I might need to restructure this a bit. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. Install Docker. It's a core design decision. Here's the answer. The models do not fetch their own data. We fetch all the data on our side, bundle it into a JSON dictionary, and pass it into every model. Okay. I mean, yeah, I think that kind of makes sense. So the flow is our backend calls Hyperliquid API, MoonDAV API, Liquidations DB, etc. Our backend assembles one big data dictionary. That dictionary gets written to the data.json. Okay. The user model reads data. Okay. No API calls. Okay. That's fine. That's good, actually. The data is already there. So let's do that. Let's start with that. Right? Because if you have all my data, the thing is they might need custom data. Peace, Felix. So maybe I have to make the MoonDev API open. I don't think it's thinking back testing, but you can have a delay if you're doing hour predictions. Are you doing an HFT? You can definitely have a few second delay. I would argue you should have a few second delay sometimes. Slow your ass down. I mean, unless you're doing HFT, then you're ahead of me. You're ahead of me. All arena code is built. Need to install Docker, restart backend, test full flow, sign up, submit. Okay. Oh yeah, this is showing all types of passwords here. Hmm. Yo, Cryptorific, I'm seriously interested, dude. Do you really think that, or because you're thinking this through as well? I appreciate it. Install Docker and push this version live. I think this is the tricky part. So how do I attack this? This is the MoonDAV arena. Okay, so I need to think this through, dude. It's a good idea. Access to your API, netting them a W in your competition equals an eye opener for the value it brings. So option one is here. Let me go ahead and just try to figure this out with Claude because this is a big just design decision, really. Yeah, get caught up to speed with me. Essentially, long story short, I'm building a arena competition thing where anybody could submit to win like $1,000 or whatever, whoever gets the best model. And essentially, we're gonna go ahead and run their Python model in a sandbox environment here and on our server. And essentially, the sticky part here that I'm running into is when you're sandbox in a Docker container, okay, they don't get any access to the internet. We continuously write the data to from our API to that folder that they can, or the file that they can read and make the signal off of. Because remember, we're just having them predict the next hour up or down for BTC, okay? And the winner, you get a point if you're right, a point if you're a negative point if you're wrong. Pretty simple. The tricky part that I'm trying to figure out here is how do we do this in a manner that we can run it in a Docker? Option A is what I just said, where we have Moondev API. You can see all of the data layer we have here. That's option A, where we just write it there and then you don't have to import anything. Your model should just be able to be one Python file. There's no imports, nothing like that, because you have all the data that you've been training it off of or whatever. I guess that's option A, is building it based off of only Moondev API. But there is a caveat there. If I do that, like the only way to get the API is to become a customer or come to the Zoom, and I can't do that. I got to stay away from that route of like, hey, in order to join a giveaway or a competition, you have to pay. Once you do that, that's when it gets a little like gray hat. And I don't want to do that. So that what I just explained, being able to run it in a container without touching the internet, well, we can do that if we just drop all our data there. But how are they gonna build a model for the actual competition if they don't have the API? So that leads me, I would have to make the API free, pretty much, for anybody that joined the competition, which could be cool. Like, I guess it would just be, how do we monitor that they're actually part of the competition? You see what I'm saying? So this is my worry with this is like, either I have a loophole where everybody can use the API for free. Maybe I could do like some limited data in the past, a free version of the API. Maybe that's another vision of this. But I also want you to explore the other side of this of how would they bring their own data? For example, we probably couldn't be able to do that safely, huh? Using a Docker where somebody is importing their own API calls, et cetera, that probably gets pretty messy because then they need their API keys and all of that stuff. And running this model in a Docker container just wouldn't work as well as us providing the data and just saying, hey, you upload one Python script, we'll run in a Docker. I don't know. You can see I'm all over the place with this. It's just a very, very important decision when it comes to engineering this, and everything else is very clear in my mind. The running of their models in a safe, contained environment while giving them access to, pull whatever data they need for the model prediction is the tricky part. On one side, it's like, yeah, this is actually great because then it's like, if we do the API, Moondev API, because then it's like a bunch of people competing based off of the same data sets too, which are unique data sets, which are revolutionary when it comes to crypto. Being able to see other people's positions and having all the past liquidation data is revolutionary. But then that puts me in a situation where like I can't sell this then because of the whole like raffle thing or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, just help me figure this out, dude. Think it through for me. All right, so I had to close my eyes for that one, dude. I had to close my eyes for that one. I had to go deep. I had to go deep for that one, dude. Access to your API now, dub with an expiration date. Okay, that could be good. Free for competition entrance and API per period. That could be good, actually. All right, let's check out what Shorty says. She's working over here as well. So here's how I'd think this through, Mooney. The core tension. Runtime is solved. Backend fetches data, mounts JSON container, reads it. The problem is development time. How do users build models if they can't access the data they'll receive in production? Free historical data bundle. You don't need to give away the live API. You need to give away sample data. Okay. What this looks like, you publish the exact schema of the data dict that predict data receives. You provide a free downloadable data set, say 30 to 90 days of historical data dicts. The same fields they'll see at prediction time. Users develop locally against that sample data. Test their predict logic, then upload a single.py file. Why this works, no API giveaway. The sample data is a static file, not a live endpoint. Your paid API still has real-time streaming, full history, custom queries, etc. The sample is just enough to build. Thank you, Lord, for putting us in this time of life, dude. I was so confused and now I'm not. No legal gray area. Competition entries 100% free. No purchase required. Level playing field. Everyone builds against the same data, which is actually what you want for fair competition. Docker stays simple. Single.py file. No imports, no internet, no API keys. Users get a taste of the data and be like, damn, that data is good, dog. They get a taste of that data dog food. I want the full API for my own trading. That's way better than forcing a purchase. Why bring your own data is a dead end. You're right to be skeptical. It breaks everything. Docker needs internet security nightmare. API keys and containers liability. Unequal access. Rich trader with Bloomberg. Yeah, you're right. Cool. Way harder to sandbox safely. Kill this option entirely. What the free data could look like. One example, Datadict that predicts this. Okay, users download this, build their model. This is actually better than giving away the API. The competition showcases your unique data. Winners validate that data, has access, has alpha, social proof. Every participant now is a warm lead to the API. You're not cannibalizing Rev. What to build? Data bundler, generator. I mean, I feel like you. All right, go ahead and tell me how you're going to build this generator, like how the schema is going to be, so I can send it on over to the front end side that will be making the contest and the documentation. And then then you can go ahead and say, hey, can I go ahead and build it now? And then you can go ahead and build it. So I'll take that information, send it over to the doc team, the team that's building the whole competition, etc., the arena, and we'll cook. It'll go after that. Okay, thanks. I mean, you can run that. My password is this. Okay, sick, dude. Arena runner here. So added sub processes, time zone bug fix, yada yada. Okay. I'm gonna have her start building this. Much love, Holmes. Good to see you. I know we're coming up on time here. If you guys want anything more from me, if you want to learn how to automate your trading, I will show you how to do that step by step. Moondav.com/go. I had a couple people hit me on Insta today asking what's the difference between these live streams and this package here. It's $17.95 first off. So I hope there's a big difference because the live streams are $5. This is lifetime access to all of my trainings. I show you how to get your trading bots live. If you've never coded before, if you're an emotional trader, I'll show you step by step how to automate your trading. I did not know how to code either before, and now we have AI to do all of the heavy lifting. I'll show you exactly how to build trading bots, use AI, build on Solana, build Polymarket trading bots. Quantelite, never run out of trading strategies. You have hundreds of bots, back tests, etc. in Quantelite. And then you get all the bonuses, the Moondev Vault, the Moondev API key, both GitHubs, and Moondev app access. It's a $48,000 value. You get it for $17.95. This is essentially all of my trainings ever, all code, 2 GitHubs. Learn how to build bots for every exchange, including Solana, Polymarket, Hyperliquid. This is 2-3 years of code and backtests here in Quantelite. So if you're paying for this right now, it's $297 a month. So definitely upgrade to this if you'd like. There are 2 payment options, $17.95 or 2 payments of $9.49. There's actually, you can get the Algo Trade Camp as well independently if you'd like to do that. But anyways, if you want all these bonuses and everything you see on the screen, you have moondav.com/go. Check it out. I got to get back to work, but I'll be here every single day locked. And if you want to get caught up to speed with me, this is how you get caught up to speed with me. All of these people are caught up to speed with me, and everything will make much more sense once you are fully caught up to speed with me. But if you decide to just shut off this stream here today and go do this by yourself, it's going to take you 5 years to learn a fraction of what I know. And I can get you caught up to speed in the next couple weeks, dude. So I don't know. All right, so models running in Docker containers successfully, full end-to-end, perfect. Everything is live and working. Both models have 2 correct predictions, 0 wrong errors. 2 correct predictions, dude. Okay, so here we go. Candles 1 hour, candles 4 hour, funding rate, open interest, order flow, and balance, liquidations 24 hours, HLP sentiment, whales position, smart money. All right, dude. So Arena Data Bundler. So this is what we're going to have here. You can see here that we're building out the data bundler right now. Here's what you can hand off. So generate data bundle, code dot. Generate data bundle, schema.json. Okay, so can you go ahead and tell me concisely here, what of the endpoints are we using? I feel like the more data, the better, right? So maybe we give them like 30 days of liquidation data, all exchanges. And then every single one of our past datas that we have in the examples. as much as possible. And then go ahead and actually build this out into a MD file with all the code examples needed to send it to the API team or the team that's building the actual contest page. All right, so yeah, if you guys got questions about this, I do have a question. He says need to lock in with your offer. I love this. Yeah, if you do want to lock in on this, dude, you can today. Remember, there's a 90-day money back guarantee. I'll be here every single day, so I'm not going anywhere. 90 days, 100% money back guarantee. That gives you the opportunity to jump in and learn everything in the algo trade game. Show you step by step how to automate your trading. Show you how to use AI to do all the heavy lifting. So even if you don't know how to code right now, that's totally fine. AI does all that. You've seen me code all day, and I have been coding with my words. You get the Solana copy bot and the Poly Market Trading Bot course. All these Zoom calls for free. You get Quantely, 300 plus bots and backtests in there. And then you get the Moondev Vault, which is pretty cool because this has all of my streams that YouTube made me take down, 1,000 plus. There's 2 terabytes of trainings in there, videos. You can dive deep into everything. Then you get the Moondev API key. So the API key that I build everything around, you get access to that as a bonus. It's $10,000 value because on CoinGlass, they would charge you $900 a month. You get both of my GitHubs, both of my important GitHubs here. So that's pretty awesome. Damn, I need to recreate some of this writing on here. Ready to run bot templates is a little misleading. Nothing is plug and play. You can see I use AI for everything. So I'm gonna go fix that right now because that's super serious to me. So moondev.com/go, we got to remove the 100 plus ready to run bot templates. That's too misleading, thinking this is a plug and play, get rich overnight. So let's clean that up there on moondev.com/go. This is 100 plus back tests, bots, and scripts to learn from. And then exclusive AI agents will be 20 plus AI agents, including my RBI agent and Swarm agent. Algo Trade Camp will say, get your trading bots live, step-by-step training course. Training, even step-by-step training, even if you don't know how to code. Quant Elite needs to be beefed up a little bit. 300 plus bots and back tests you get instantly, and new code added weekly. So that's like the biggest thing. The Quant Elite is crazy. So that's got to be very clear that that's fire. It's not just never run out of strategies. Maybe even make that box bigger. Like make this more important. Because this offer is really for people that are paying me $300 a month right now. And this is a lifetime offer. You get lifetime access. Instead of paying the $297 a month, you get lifetime access. So, I'm urging people that are doing that just to save some cash. Quant app access, let's call it Moondev app access. See everybody's positions and code faster. No, see everybody's positions, trade better, and build faster will be the subject headline. Moondev Vault should be 100 plus full streams that you can't find anywhere else. Yeah, so a lot of just, updates there to the verbiage here. Don't want this to come off as a get rich quick or a plug and play. Any of my bots, everybody has to build their own bots. Alpha Decay. You don't need to say all that, but I just wanted to make this update on moondev.com/go. I think that's very important. As you know, I'm just trying to follow the regulations, Don't want to sit here and act like you're just going to plug and play and make your money back overnight because you're not. This is an investment in a new way of trading, a new approach to the markets, the approach that literally look around Jane Street. What do they do? What did Jim Simons do? So Done. Here's what you got to send to the team. 2 files built. The generator pulls from 56 API endpoints, builds a 55 key mega dictionary, run it, create a sample data bundle or hourly. Now remember, the server will actually just be running the actual predictions, right? So it needs the live data. So while I think we do want the examples of the past so they can see what everybody's trained off of, we also need to kind of instruct them with examples of how to call the live data. I mean, no, I think we don't need to do that, right? Well, not necessarily, right? Because now that I'm speaking it to you, we don't really, it's never going to be live data. But if we're calling it every second, then this dictionary that we're building for people, the JSON, will always be, maybe a couple seconds behind, but that is live. So what you sent me above actually might be good. And that's all we need to send to them, huh? Let's clarify that real quick. Okay. I want to go ahead here and get that information. So generate data bundle. Okay. Arena here. Generate data bundle. .py. Here is the Moondev API key that you can keep and store. It will always work. It's an admin key. Put it in the env or whatever. So put it in the env or whatever. And then Arena data spec. Yes, you're right. Let me clarify. The flow is already correct as built. Okay. Can you go ahead and make sure that this Arena folder is on my git ignore? I don't want to push that. So okay, let's just read through this. The competitor never calls the API. Not live, not historical, not ever. Our backend calls assemble arena data. It has 56 endpoints, builds the 55 key dictionary. It gets mounted into the Docker container as data.json. Model does math, long short, yada yada. So the data is live. It's just 1 to 2 seconds behind. So this is not HFT, but I don't think, and please let me know if you, I'm still waiting on Cryptorific saying, because it is a good point. It's like, yeah, this isn't live data. It's going to be a few seconds late. And in my mind, for hourly predictions, this should be fine though. It should be fine. But I would love to hear the contrary so I can make sure to, patch all holes and stuff. The data competitor doesn't know or care. They just receive the data. What they need to develop locally, the sample data bundler, the spec, they build their predictions. So what you're sending to the contest team is exactly the arena spec as is. It already frames this. Okay. All right, dude. I think we're cooking today. It's okay for hourly? Okay, cool. Any algo needs live data as it runs? Nah, I don't think it needs live data. I don't think this needs live data. I think 5 second, like it's going to be 5 to 10 seconds late because we got to call all API keys on our end. And then, but remember, my data, like through the API, it's already through the Moondev API, it's already ahead of Hyperliquid. So it's going to be a few seconds to get all of the 5 endpoints. I'll run them in parallel to get it as fast as possible. But remember, this is just predicting the next hour. We're not trying to predict next minute. Or there's no like stop losses, take profits. There's no execution to this. It's simple. Hey, if you want to play this game, upload the Python file to predict the next hour, up or down, nothing else. BTC. I'm trying to keep it super simple to start, and then we could get more advanced later. Like, hey, maybe bring it to instead of the hour, bring it down to the 15-minute. And then we got to make sure our speed's a little better, but I got to go piece by piece here. I want to get the functionality down on the hourly, and then we'll cook from there. And I feel like hourly is already pretty aggressive. It's already pretty aggressive. It's pretty intraday. Perpetual. Every hour. Every hour at the same time. It will be at the same time. Yep. Everybody, we got the scripts. So the Python, we decide the time it predicts. Remember, it's run in a sandbox environment. So it's not like you get to pick when your models run. Got to keep it fair for everybody. If there's 10 people competing, they all get ran at the same time relatively. So at 10:12 or 10:15 or because if you just wait until the last minute every time, it's a good eye. So far, pretty robust so far. I'm sure there's going to be a hack. Let's just do semi-annual hacks from here on out. We're on a quarterly basis right now. Dave. Does this allow us to trade the main crypto, or does it always trade meme coins? This here, I show you how to automate your trading on exchanges. So you can trade any crypto. Essentially, Algo Trade Camp, I help you get your trading bots live across any exchange, however you want to trade, because I show you examples on with CCXT that connects to every crypto exchange, and then I show you examples with Hyperliquid that connects directly to Hyperliquid. And then inside of one of my GitHubs, I show you how to do it with stocks and futures. So pretty much every exchange you want to trade on, you can trade algorithmically if you join this and learn everything I know, because the thing that I go for now is it's just ideas, right? Idea. Okay, what works? Okay, if it works, let's automate it. Boom. I could build for every exchange. Crypto, futures, stocks, whatever. And that's the whole point of this entire thing is show you how to get caught up to speed with me where, to answer your question, you can trade on any exchange. It's not just crypto. It's not just meme coins. You got to be a powerful quant, dude. You can't just be one of those quants that only can trade on one exchange. I'll show you how to build on-chain Solana, on Polymarket, and every single crypto exchange. And you'll be able to build futures and stocks. So you have an idea tonight. You're watching a video. You're like, oh, snap. I need to be able to trade gold. Okay, boom. Got all the plugins for you already. The GitHub, it's literally everything I know. It's crazy. Meme coins, if you'd like to trade meme coins, to answer your question, yes, you can trade meme coins. I think this is more robust. The Algo Trade Camp is more robust trading than meme coins. Meme coins are waves, right? Okay, perfect. So let's keep it pushing here. If you guys got questions about that, I'm happy to answer. But you see, I'm changing the world again every single day. I feel like I only do things that are world changing, and I think this is a world changing thing when it comes to our niche financial industry. But this will get us all on the same team, competing a little bit, but at the same time, we're all chasing the same man. You're right to call that out, Moondav. My bad. Quantopian raised 49 million. Okay, over 48 rounds, depending on how you count it. Not 200 million. Investors included Andreessen, Spark, Kosla, Bessemer, and .72. The 200M figure I threw out was wrong. Still a significant amount of VC money that went to zero, though. 50 million burned on the thesis that backtest selected algos would work live. Damn, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy. The system will look at start of the hour if your script is pointing up or down. Your script cannot be waiting for ideal setups. It must predict in live time to produce a signal that is always ready. But that means the strategy will need live data, right? Maybe the question is, will the strat have access to live data? It will have access to the live data from my API. This is an important point to clarify. Even knowing when it's being run is big. Yeah, it's a good point. That's a big point, actually. Here you can see how to connect to the API. You're trying to connect directly to some old thing. Yeah, because you don't want to just predict to predict, right? So you don't want to take a trade just to take a trade. So thinking this through live with you, it's a different type of competition at this point. It's like, okay, we call your model at 10 a.m. We call your model at the top of the hour every hour. That's it. It's not a trading bot. It's not your trading bot because the execution is literally not everything, but execution is a huge part of algorithmic trading. And I'm taking the execution layer away so people can start practicing a very important layer of this, right? Like this takes away, like imagine if you're year 1, year 2 of algorithmic trading, like there's so much to learn. You have to build infrastructure. You got to be able to predict signals. You got to be able to back test all this stuff. This removes the whole execution layer. And it's like, hey, let's see if you have any predictive power just straight up. 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 p.m., 1 p.m. We call your model and it predicts if price will be up or down at the end of the hour or something like that. So it's not a full trading bot, and there's just because you can predict the price doesn't mean it's going to be profitable because your execution could be fucked up. And to your point, like you shouldn't trade at the start of each hour. You should trade when the signal shows is the best time to trade, right? So I don't know. I think it can evolve into maybe something different here where it could be based like later, it could be based off of actual P&L, simulated P&L, but then you have the accessibility to put in stop losses, take profits, buy at this point, that point. That's just a much bigger thing. And from my experience of building things, the best way to build any great product or anything is to take the big idea and do one thing simply. And every engineer over engineers. It just never ships. So trying to figure out like take profits, stop losses, actual algorithms that you run of your own on my stuff. Like I'm not really interested in that because that's just too intricate for me. Maybe later we'll get that way, but I think the bigger idea is like competing on predictive power. And what's the simplest way to compete on predictive power? Okay, these are the rules. We call your model at 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12, etc. I don't know. We'll see. What did I get done just now? Jesus, dude. What did I get done? I was just yapping about some shit, trying to convince you guys on something when I'm just motherfucking. I just need to build, dude. I'll let y'all see it at the end. Oh, the competition stat will be BTC, but we can run HIP competitions as well. Yeah, definitely. There could be more. Definitely, we can over engineer this. We could definitely add more to it. Definitely. I'm building out the arena. Moondive arena. Okay, fix all points. Okay, results 60 out of 62 keys. Now return live data. I wonder why those didn't work. Oh, it's because they don't share that. But I think that would be good to have. For BTC specifically, can we collect this data? I know we have to hit the API directly, but go ahead and then set this up so we have the API call as well. HIP competitions as well. Our negative percentage change heat map. Not quite sure what that is. Bro, I need to know when. Take a look. If it's Thursday at 1900, I'm long, bro. These are net gains on BTC historical by hour. Maybe I'm giving away one of my approaches, but probability matters. I'm gonna let you cook, dude. I'm gonna let you cook. I'll put up the contest and you do whatever you want to do, dude. That's the great thing about this is taking this is leveling everybody. It's like, okay, you guys all got this data, you know how it works, and make predictions. I'll say that it starts at the top of the hour. I don't know what you mean by time aware, but I'll try to make the instructions super good. You're welcome. My pleasure, dude. My pleasure. Your bot can use Python and say go long 9 a.m. on Thursday. Trade liquidations the rest of the time. I think can pull the time if you just program a time trade algo, but you better have something 24/7. I think you're talking to JT, right? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, but I know I went over here today and I obviously have a lot more to build on this. So feel free to kick it if you'd like. You got everything here. Moondive.com/go. This has access to everything, but you see, I'm locked. So let's just keep cooking. Everything I figure out, I'll drop there. Okay, so all right, so how do I go ahead and test this? The entire flow. Yeah, this isn't like a bot versus bot thing. I think that's where JT we're kind of misconstruing each other. It doesn't. I don't like. Do you? This isn't about. This isn't about like bots and running bots against each other. It's more about hey, we're playing a game here, contest. Boom, that top of the hour. Let's see if you can predict yes or no. Probably no. Cal's up big time. Wow. I mean, let's be honest. I heard of this through the same place everybody else heard of it. I seen a video and I was like, oh yeah, let me look back into Tao. I just seen that video early. That's all. So I saw it here. 40%. Damn. The Docker will be a Python environment, but if you are used to making big wins once a day at 9 a.m., you'll lose 23 hours a day. Yeah, I think we're just not on the same page. This isn't like a trading bot competition. Now it could evolve into that, maybe, but then I would have to have keys and stuff, and like I'm not doing all that. Nah, dude, you don't need an hourly strategy. What we're measuring is hourly predicted power. What I'm hearing you say is design a successful strat that can perform optimally on the hour. In my opinion, what hour is being run is relevant. If the hour is variable, the algo needs to have live data and be market wise. I mean, so when you say strategy, I assume you mean like a trading strategy, right? Something that you can put into a bot. So I guess I could say you could say strategy. You could say strategy. I'm looking at it more of like, okay, this is a contest of predictive power. Can you build a model that predicts better than the other person? That's the game. The game is your model versus their model. Predict versus predict. Has nothing to do with take profits, stop losses, any of that. Or yes, I know technically as an algorithmic trader, you're not supposed to trade every single start of the hour. I get that. So we got to like separate the two things. Trading bots, of course, you're not supposed to trade every hour. Maybe you are. Maybe you are. Maybe you are supposed to trade 10 times an hour. I can't tell you that. It just depends on your system. This prediction is for nothing. It's just the game for now. Just a contest. Predict at the start of the hour with your model. There's no trading involved. There's no nothing except it is using live data. It is using live data. Live from our earlier testing. Here's the full flow. Okay, sign up. Gotta do that. Sign up. Submit a model. Okay. Display name. Okay. It'll say pending review. AI reviewer is 404. Run predictions here. Triggers the hourly tick manually. Okay, dude. Run it twice to get round resolution. Check results here. So we got the Moondive Arena should be available now. Let's go ahead and see if that's true. Predict BTC, win cash. Moondive Arena. Submit a Python script that predicts BTC direction up or down every hour. Best predictor wins the prize. Free to enter. How it works. Sign up. Create an account with a display name and email. Get a secret key. Write your model. Write a Python predict function that returns long or short. Submit. Upload your model.py, AI reviews for safety, then it's accepted. Compete. Your model runs hourly against live BTC data, +1 correct, -1 wrong. It should be 0 for maybe. That could be good. 0 for no trade. Scoring +1, crash, timeout, error. It should be no prediction. How many total hours get judged? 24. Maybe 23. 20, 24, 23. I'm not sure. But that's pretty easy to change. Tao went crazy, dude. Tao went crazy. Submit model. Leaderboard. So leaderboard here. Moon test baseline. So I don't like that error thing. Let's fix that real quick. Let's go ahead and remove the error equals 0 points thing. Let's just say 0 points for no prediction. But how does that play into things? Let's think this through. I don't want this to be gamified. So is 0 points going to do anything if you, yeah, then don't predict. If you don't have a confident prediction, don't predict. I think that's okay, right? Like I'm trying to think this through as a hacker gamifier of this. Somebody could not predict any periods and have 0 points and win because they have 0 or something, or they could predict only when they're certain, but that's good. Only predict when you're certain. That's fine. I mean, like that's kind of the point of this. Predict when you're certain, and if you're wrong, you get negative points. So you're not going to predict when you aren't certain. And see, you see where I'm going here? This isn't a trading bot. This is like, okay, collectively, can we have predictive hourly signals? Imagine there's 300,000 of us. It's not a trading bot. Don't worry about execution. Don't worry about the time it should be predicting that whatever. I don't know. It's interesting. Interesting idea. We'll see. We'll see. See if I can cook it up. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Tao going crazy. I can't say I'm not having FOMO. Can't say I'm not having FOMO right now. But, you know, history rhymes. Will probably be back at 120 at some point. Probably back at 120. Coping. Coping. When you do a full day of research for the last 2 days and this is what happens, yeah, okay. Cope. Just sit here and cope. Just go build the future. That's the thing, dude. Don't even need to look at that stuff. What did we build right here? Well, the future. Moondav Arena. Efficiency log here. So I've been at this for what, 2 hours now? Looks like. Yesterday, BitTensor all day. BitTensor all day. I put a prompt in here on accident, my bad. It sometimes cuts me off. It does. Okay, let's go ahead and see here. Scoring is now long, short, predict recorded, +1 or -1, skip or none, no predictions. Model crash, same as skip. Models can skip intentionally, returning skip or none. This lets competitors build models that say, I'm not confident this hour, sit it out. Leaderboard now shows skipped instead of errors. Cleaner framing since it's the mechanic. It's the same mechanic, whether intentional or accidental. The game theory is clean. You can't win by doing nothing. Active predictors with over 0 accuracy will beat you. But you're rewarded for knowing when you don't know. Let's make it so you have to predict like a minimum, right? Maybe twice, 2 predictions minimum. I don't know. See, I'm starting to see a world where like, yeah, what if everybody's super trash at this? Everybody gets negative, and the way to win is just don't predict anything. You know, we gotta make sure that 2 minimum predictions or something, and put that on the landing page or something like that. The tricky thing is we're not on the same page. We're not on the same page. I think I didn't catch you up to speed with me because I spent like a whole day thinking about this. But like there's holes that are good to see. It's good to see this. But this is it's not a trading bot, trading bot. Trading bot versus trading bot. So I gotta keep it simple. I gotta keep it simple and be predictors only. All right. Well, I'm just gonna crush this for the rest of the day, probably off chat here. So much love to you guys. I'm gonna get a little food here. Wow, it's 10:36. I did go over again. Much love to you guys. Sorry about that. This Tao, you know, it'd be like that sometimes. Tao is to me something that would be I said no to. So I said no to yesterday at the end of the day. I Billy this and said, all right, peace. So actually what happened. I did all that research yesterday about Tao. I over researched it. But that's the thing with crypto. It's always like buy a bag, and then do your research. It's bad financial advice, but I'm not a financial advisor. So All right, clean. The leaderboard now shows predictions made for actual long and short, eligible, true. Okay, bet the 2 minimum. Perfect. The sorting puts eligible models first, then ineligible ones. A model with 0 predictions and 0 score will always rank below anyone who actually played. You can mention on the landing page something like, yeah, but you are the landing page, so go ahead and do that. Thank you, Jordy. I was gonna say I need to go get some lunch, but it's not even lunchtime yet. It's only 10:30. I can't eat lunch at 10:30 a.m. That's crazy. Wrong prediction equals negative point. Yes. 777. Thank you as well. Thanks, Boo. See you when you're live again. Brunch, bro. There we go. I could get some brunch. It's just that I can't be eating rice and beans and some chicken or steak for brunch. Like a Puerto Rican meal, some tostones on the side for brunch. That's nah, I can't do that. Can't do that. I can't do that. Chicken waffle sounds nice. Yes, yes. I would love to fly to Austin, Texas right now. Get some 24 diner chicken and waffles. Now rebuild and deploy, please. Thank you. All right, perfect. And on that landing page, let's break it down. Like explain it like I'm 5, pretty much. Not 5. These guys are smart, but this is like a new type of thing, right? When you come to this and I don't want them to think that they're like competing trading bot versus trading bot, because execution is half of the battle with algorithmic trading. So what's cool about what we're doing is it's just a Python script that's predicting at the start of the hour. The time is this. We got to be specific about what time it is. Remember, these are engineers. They want to know every detail. And it's important. I mean, they're putting up $0 and some of their time. It's important that they know every detail. So let's make sure this, hey, we'll predict the time at 10 a.m. at the start of the hour. And you get plus 1 point for a positive prediction, negative 1 point for a negative prediction, 0 points for no prediction, minimum 2 predictions per 24 hours in order to qualify. This is not a trading bot. This is predictive power only at the start of the hours. This is the first game we're playing. There might be other deeper stuff than this later, but don't even mention all that. Don't confuse them. I don't know. We just got to lay it out like very step by step. You and I understand what's going on very well, right? But that's because we've been talking about it for 2 days. They don't know what's going on. They're coming to this page. They're like, what? I could predict Python file. Wait, I need details step by step. Imagine you're breaking this down to another AI so they fully understand what is this arena thing? What are we predicting? How does it work? What do I upload? How do I get started? I get 1 point for a positive prediction and negative 1 point for a negative. How many accounts can I have for? Maybe don't add that, but I don't know. It's hard for me to get back into the place where I don't understand this, right? And that's like that's the downfall of every great thing. People that are building are too deep, right? And they can't see it from a first time advantage. I want this landing page to be a first timer coming here, and they'll probably think that, oh, we're competing trading bots. But no, you're actually not competing trading bots, because as an algorithmic trader, I understand that you shouldn't take a position every hour. So what we're looking for is a model that does predict every hour. So that already is like anti-trading bot. So we got to like be able to walk somebody that is new to this type of contest through step by step so they understand everything. I've got some really good questions today.
in the chat, and I'll try to go over some of them here so we can make sure to get ahead of them. Okay, so let's do that. If you got questions, please do let me know. This is amazing how quickly we can iterate these things. Scope of the competition that we can share with our AI. What does that mean? I want to watch all the trainings for the app, but I needed to lock in on the stream. It's all good, dude. We got time. We got time. Definitely have criteria in a format that we can share with our AI. So Ignoramus is removed. I don't know what that means. Wrong predictions equals negative point. Yes, I think I'll do it for now. See if that needs to be changed, but you can not predict as well, so you can get 0 points. The time of what time their model will be run is important for them to know. We need to be very specific about how the data is on the JSON. So maybe even have a section they can scroll through that data, sample of that data, because this, remember, and then give them a script, a sample script of like maybe on the page, like show them what their predictions could look like. Remember, it's uploaded one Python file, and you have access to this data JSON that's constantly updated. So is it live data? Yes, it's just like a couple seconds late because it's using our API data, and you have this full data set that you can use in order to build the model. You know, we got to be very detailed about how that works. Again, they need to know everything before they sign up for this, because remember, they got to put work in order to get that prize. And a lot of them will already have models that they just like, hey, boom, I want to win that 500 or something. Let's start it at 1,000. Let's make it 1,000. By the way, so let's change it to 1,000 for the first one. I think that's just more exciting than 500. So. And ideally, we get to 500 a day minimum. So since this first one's going to be, this first one is going to be a few days to get it all going, and it's going to be a longer iteration. The 1,000 is cool. See if there's anything else here in the chat. And this is also great because like a lot of people want to send me stuff like, look at my model, check it out, look at my, like, I'm so sick. And it's like, you are sick, but I'm not sick enough to have that much time to be looking at your guys' stuff. So just submit it to here. And if you win, you win, and boom. Now we're working together, low-key. Not necessarily, but hey, like that's a better way than, I just get a lot of scripts sent to me. Like, hey, check this out. This is fire. And I appreciate that. That's fire. I'm just not gonna run them. I mean, I can't. It's just too much time. But this is a little different though. This is different because just an actual trading bot, it's like, yeah, it's not gonna predict every hour. It's not gonna be on every single hour. We'll see. This seems like the easiest way to do this for now, opposed to like trying to build some infrastructure for everybody to run trading bots in the sky. Any algo needs live data as it runs. Recent licks is what you look at. Okay. Just scrolling through the chat here to see if there's some good ideas. Some actual good ideas. NumPy, Pandas, TAlib. Yeah, we do need those libraries, right? Numbers, numbers, NumPy, Pandas, TAlib. What if they're using equations like this or using libraries like this? Are we going to be able to have this in our sandbox, by the way? So sorry, this is opposite of what we're doing, but you can go ahead and do what I said above. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming through today. Much love to you. You have the link, moondev.com/go. If you do want to join the lifetime access, that's everything. Bang, boom. Bang, bang, boom. Provide a simple example, basic entry that Apple gets sued by Apple. Imagine having a gladiator pit for trading bots. Low key, what we're building. Much love to you guys. Have a great day.